There is only one type of person that I hate more than people that obnoxiously overspray their fragrance. And that type of person are the ones that call you shallow for wanting to get compliments when you wear cologne. So I decided to dedicate this video as a massive you to all of those people that are gonna call me shallow for wanting compliments when I wear fragrance. Because yes, compliments aren't everything. In fact, they really don't matter at all, because at the end of the day, you should be wearing fragrances that you truly like, and you know, you should be wearing them for yourself. But at the same time, who doesn't want to get compliments? Who doesn't? Come on. So with all of that being said, I'm going to be telling you guys my 8 most complimented fragrances in my entire 300 plus bottle collection as of at least the past 6 months. I've done a video like this telling you guys the top 10 most complimented of all time, and there is going to be some overlap with that video, but there are also going to be many new additions that I have found just get me a ton of compliments that I either never used to even own or never even used to wear. Let's go. You know what? I have decided that I want to put in 2 honorable mentions. And the first honorable mention is going to be 1 million Elixir. Why is this an honorable mention and not in the official list? I got it last week. I only bought this last week and I haven't even gotten complimented on it yet, but I've also only worn it once. My senses, however, are telling me that this fragrance is essentially created to get compliments. It is just straight spices and a huge dose of masculine vanilla. On top of that, it projects great and lasts a really long time. When you put all those factors together, you are essentially creating a born and ready compliment getter. So I'm just assuming 1 million Elixir will in the future get me a lot of compliments, and in and of itself is a big compliment puller, so it needs an honorable mention. And you know what else needs an honorable mention? Mancera's Tonka Cola. Because I still don't know if this is getting me compliments, getting me insults, or just getting me questioned. I mean, I've had like 3 people ask me what I'm wearing with this cologne. Ow. And none of them have told me that I smell good. I had one say I smell interesting, and one just straight up asked me why I smell of Coca-Cola. I don't know if you can count those as compliments. If you count them as compliments, this could make the official list. I just don't know. I'm so torn on this fragrance, whether it gets compliments, insults, or both. Alright, let's get on to the real top 8 now. In at the number 8 spot is Rasasi Hawas. I still don't know how to pronounce it. This fragrance was formulated purely for compliments, I'm convinced. You're combining sweetness, fruitiness, and freshness, all with beast mode performance and a cheap price. It is just asking to get a compliment every time you wear it. But the thing is, you only were getting compliments when you wore this 2 years ago, because at least on my skin, these new batches are so unbelievably weak compared to when Rasasi Hawas was first released. I used to have one of those OG bottles. The liquid is blue and I still have it, and I treasure it like gold, because not only is the smell more fruity and even just better in general, it lasts like double the time on my skin. I mean, I used to get so many compliments. I mean, like 2 a month, but still I used to get so many compliments wearing Rasasi Hawas, and now I just can't even really wear it anymore. It's just not the same as it used to be, but it's still a very mass appealing scent. If you can find it for less than 50 bucks, I would still say it's worth it, but my preferred pick would be Rasasi Hawas Ice, because you get that old, really strong type performance, and you get a more sophisticated and elevated scent. It's a little bit more minty. Rasasi Hawas is still a solid fragrance in 2025. I'm sure it still gets compliments, but man, those old batches. One fragrance that has gotten me 2 compliments in the past month, Valentino Born in Roma Extra Dose. Personally, I found none of the other Valentinos really get me compliments like that. I know some people have a really good experience compliment-wise, feedback-wise with the other Valentinos, but this new release, they've put something addictive in this. I don't know what it is. They've basically taken the original Born in Roma scent profile, so just bubblegum sweet with a bit of freshness, and just added way more sweetness, way more spiciness, and just way more power. But seriously though, if you're a confident, outgoing, extroverted dude, and maybe you like clubbing, you like going out to bars, you want to get attention from women, this is the type of scent that you wear, because I get 12 hours longevity, beast mode performance, just in general, really strong projection. Yes, it is not the most well blended and refined scent ever, but that's not what this fragrance is trying to be. In at the number 6 spot is a fragrance that low-key can get me emotional smelling it, because it does remind me of an old relationship I used to have with a girl. And you know, this was one of the first fragrances I bought as I was blowing up in the fragrance space. It was probably like my 10th ever fragrance. I was at around 100,000 followers, and I took this with me to Bali when I was with my girlfriend, and I wore it for a week straight in the bajillion degree Bali heat. And all of the Bali people driving the taxis, every time I got in, they would comment on it. I don't know if they just don't really wear cologne there, or if I was just overspraying the crap out of it, but man, that was a good trip. And since that day, my account's been going up, the relationship went down, but you know, it's got a lot of memories associated with it. It did get me a lot of compliments. It's not a strong projecting fragrance, but I was using like 10 sprays at once. Fun fact about that trip, at the time I think I had around 120,000 followers, and I wanted to film videos over there, and I did one unboxing this fragrance, but I was still too scared to record in front of my girlfriend at the time, so I told her to leave, and I made the video unboxing it, and I think it got like 150,000 views, which is still a lot of views even now. But what's the fun fact is she had her own TikTok account. She had like 7,000 followers, and I'm not saying that to flex or laugh at her, I'm just saying the reality. And she could record the videos in front of me, and I was the one with 150,000 and I couldn't. Enough yapping, we're on to Stronger With You tobacco. And this one hasn't gotten me like a ton of compliments, but it got me a really wholesome compliment. And I basically just got told that I smell like the Christmas and holiday season, because I was wearing this at a bar, and one of my friends, she like came up to me, and she always makes fun of me like, what fragrance am I wearing, because this is kind of like my job. And she's like, you smell really like Christmassy. And that is exactly what Strong With You tobacco smells like. Look at the bottle, it just screams Christmas. And you know, intensely, all of them, absolutely, the new parfum, they'll all get compliments, but Strong With You tobacco is probably the most unique and kind of fun to wear, in my opinion, because the tobacco note is quite strong and quite noticeable. I really enjoy it. I think this is the least blind buy safe, but man, it's so underrated. I wish this one got the same amount of hype as, you know, Absolutely and Intensely, because it has the same good quality as those. It deserves the hype. I also find I get the best performance out of this one compared to all the other Strong With Yous. I mean, Intensely is strong, but this thing, man, this is a powerhouse fragrance. At the number 4 spot, we have a fragrance that, you know, I don't necessarily really want to put it here, but it would be wrong if I didn't. Dior Sauvage, and also honorable mention to Dior Sauvage Elixir. Both of these will always get compliments. You could wear this fragrance in 500 years, and you might get a lot of side eyes from girls whose toxic ex-boyfriends used to wear it, but some of them would have never smelt it, and you will get compliments. Sauvage is always gonna smell good. It's gonna be timeless, and you can hate on it all you want for it being basic. Hey, I'll have a laugh at it sometimes for it being basic as hell, but it works. It just works. This was my signature scent from when I was the age of 16 to 17/18, and then, you know, I kind of came to my senses after that. But the very first time I bought this, I bought it because of Jeremy fragrance, and I wore it on a night out, and there was this dude who I was looking after with my ex at the time, because he was so drunk in a park by himself, and we were helping him out. My ex went off to the bathroom, and it was just me and him. I was looking after him, and I was like trying to think of shit to say. I was like, what do you think of the cologne I'm wearing? Because I was so self-conscious about if it was good or not. This is such a sad story. Breaking into the top 3, and yes, this list is somewhat in order. I wouldn't say it's in precise order, but it's somewhat in order. Club de Nuit, Intense Man, brackets, anything that smells remotely similar to Creed Aventus, because, newsflash, Creed Aventus just gets compliments. It just does. It's like Sauvage. Something about the way Creed Aventus is made just appeals to people. Particularly women, I find. Love how Aventus smells on men. And the dry down of this fragrance gets 95% close to that OG Aventus pre-reformulation smell. And it's like 60 Aussie dollars. If you're in the US, it's probably 25 bucks off of Amazon. And yep, the opening is going to be harsh. It may even smell like bug spray, but just give it 20 minutes, and I am telling you, this stuff is close to Aventus. My favorite Club de Nuit right now, though, is Milestone, and this is another Aventus-inspired fragrance. I think it's like Creed Aventus Millésime Imperial, something like that, but this doesn't get as many compliments. But I do prefer it. It's like a watermelon, gummy, aquatic, slightly salty fragrance. If you want a nuclear summertime scent, check this one out, just as a side note. In at the runners-up spot, and the reason this fragrance is here is because it's gotten both me and my best friend a ton of compliments. And when you combine both of our compliments together, it ends up being a lot. YSLY's EDP. As you can see, I've absolutely chugged through this thing. Oh, but you sell samples. Of course, it's almost empty. Dude, people don't buy samples of YSLY EDP because they can just go to the store and smell it themselves. This is like mostly just all me using this fragrance. If you want to use that argument, it should be for like those niche ones that people can't find in store. Those are the ones people sample. Imagine you just had the most luxurious bath in a 600-star hotel and you just smell insane. You dry off, you're feeling so fresh, clean, and just hydrated. That is what this fragrance smells like in a bottle. And girls love a man that smells fresh and clean. Who would have guessed? Who would have freaking guessed? I also do kind of compliment bait with this fragrance because I wear it to the gym all the time. And a ton of people at the gym know that I do fragrance stuff. So any chance they get, they'll be asking what I'm wearing. They'll be smelling me in a totally normal way. And so every time they smell this fragrance, they say something because it just smells really good. It's a really good fragrance. And finally, at the number 1 spot, the most complimented fragrance for me as of the last 6 months is Parfums de Marly Altair. Trust me, I wish I could say it was Parfums de Marly Eau Jaune, Parfums de Marly Greenly, even Parfums de Marly Layton, I actually prefer personally over Altair. But Altair is the fragrance for the people. It is for the people. Because the people freaking love it. And I don't know the science behind fragrances yet. I'm working on it. I don't know the molecules, the ingredients, what is in here that draws so much attention. But if I had to guess, powdery vanilla, a slight hint of orange, and then a bunch of cinnamon. And you just chuck that all together. And it's not that surprising why this gets so many compliments. It's really not. And what's interesting about this fragrance is that I find usually the more masculine scents get more compliments from women. This is not a masculine fragrance in my opinion. It's actually almost unisex, but it's one of the only unisex fragrances that I've worn consistently that get a lot of positive attention from women and just people in general. There's magic in this bottle. There's magic in this fragrance. Or it's because I'm just insanely good looking, obviously. That is going to wrap it up on the 8 most complimented fragrances in my collection, at least as of the last 6 months. I hope you guys loved the video, and I want you to drop down below in the comments what your number 1 most complimented fragrance is of all time. Like, subscribe, stay healthy, happy, and peaceful. Peace.